All right. This video is one of those videos where, okay, you know how you kind of start putting things together, you know, kind of putting the dots together a little bit. Okay, so today I went to my storage and I had to get two of my other healing books that goes with the other book I have in my car. They're just essential books that I use because it has a lot of frequency decoding, different special information in it. So thank God I had my friend come with me because I really needed help so I could lift certain things up and get them out of the way. And then after we finally found the books, they weren't where I thought they were. I thought they were on the right side of the storage thing. They were on the left side. And then they weren't in the bin that I thought they were in. They were in another little bag that I had to find. And then I found them. So I was really happy to finally get these books. But at the same time, I wanted to get my other set of cards and have them on hand because I really like those cards, my Toth cards. They don't lie, and cards. I just like my Toth card. Well, that particular box was sitting way in the back, and I was not gonna go pulling all of that stuff down to get to that when I thought for sure that I moved them towards the front. But they weren't towards the front, they were towards the back. And I don't know how that happened. So unless they were making room for something and they moved it, I don't know what happened. So I ended up, and I still remember I told you I couldn't find my copper bracelet. I still haven't found it. So I had to end up buying myself a new one today just because I really want to keep my energy up, and as I'm doing these things, it's helped a lot already. Feels better. So I ended up buying a new set of the Toth, and I like my original one because it came in the original box that was first originally designed for the cards. So this is another offset box that's updated, but I like the one that I have because it's the original set design. So I ended up with a new set. I said, might as well get them because I'm not going to go digging. Might as well. So I'll bless those cards up tonight and everything else. So, all right. I'm getting online to talk to you guys. And as I'm, getting online to do the talk and everything and the teaching, I said, okay, Spirit, what do you want me to talk about tonight? Do you want me to talk about my adventures at the storage? Do you want me to talk about how we're waking up and the powers that be of light and dark are fighting really hard over us, and it's really a struggle now to try to do what you want to do, and and the ups and downs of our emotions and everything are playing out, and how we're all seeing and feeling and getting our messages, and we're responding to that. What do you want me to do, Spirit? What do you want me to do? So I'm going through. Thank you. Going through, and everything is slowing down on YouTube because things are taking a longer time to load up. Hello, darling. So it's taking a longer time to load up. Like the video I did yesterday, that video that was only 40 minutes long did not load up until midday today when I videotaped yesterday. So fine, YouTube, you know what? Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on. I don't have time. I was married once to a not very nice man, very love of my life, but turned to be an abusive monster. And then I beat cancer twice. You two, come on, please. I don't have time for your games. So anyway, I'm going to put my information out there. It is going to be for you to look it up and read it for yourself. So get pen and paper right now. I'm going to give you a few seconds. Get pen and paper so you can write this down. Because people don't believe stuff until you go read it and look it up yourself and then research it. Okay? So first of all, remember when all this stuff started about the virus coming out? Okay? So being the person that I am, because I work with frequency, because I work with codes and I work with lights and I know how to take codes and put things in. First thing, I look in the book, and when I look it up, when I look up the word of what we've been dealing with, the China virus, okay, that's what he calls it, President calls it. When I look up the virus in here, it's under the corona of the crown, which is like a virus, but next to it, it says SARS. And I said, oh, we're dealing with SARS. That's why Trump keeps calling it the China virus. We're dealing with SARS. He's been telling us the whole time what we're dealing with, but we're dealing with SARS. Okay, that's what he was saying. So no, just keep up with this. So get pen and paper. I want you to write down hematology.org. Hematology.org. Write that down. Okay, got it? Hematology.org. hematology.org. Yeah, write that down. Yeah. Then you're going to write down State News, Stat News, STATnews.com, 2020/07/16, pneumonia. I want you to look that up. This ties into today, so many hours ago, what Colombo Trump was talking about. Okay, remember, you have to decode. If you don't decode, you don't know what's going on. Okay, you're taking stuff for face value. And also, all of the other stuff that's going on, if you're not decoding it, you're not seeing what the hidden thing is. So I looked at Trump's speech that he gave today, what he was saying. Okay, now I'm going to repeat because I just saw my number go up again. You want a pen and paper. This is very important. If you are a light worker, you need to have this information. So, come on, get a pen and paper. Write down hematology.org. hematology.org. Then Stat News, write that down. STATnews.com. 2020/07/16. Pneumonia. Okay. Now, keep up. I want you to connect the dots. Okay, you ready? Here we go. So he comes on, he does his talk. Now, Colombo Trump. And he says, he opens up with the word China virus. And he says, FDA has authorized the emergency use of convalescent plasma. Okay, I want you to sit with that for a second. Convalescent plasma. Okay. Now I want you to connect the dots. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Because I'm talking from a science nursing point of view. Which to me is making my mind go, what the? Okay? Now, this convalescent plasma has been used for over 100 years. You want to know what they used it for? Anytime things got out of hand, I want you to connect the dots here and listen to what I'm saying. Rabies, hepatitis B, polio, measles, flu, Ebola, pathogens. Okay, just sit with that. What do all of those have in common? When do we have to deal with those? Except for, we take a tetanus or we get rabies shots if we get bit by an animal that might have rabies. But we get those immune shots, have all this protective stuff. Hepatitis B, polio, measles. Okay, stay with me. I want you to pay attention. Okay, so he comes out and he says, yes, FDA has approved this emergency convalescent plasma, antibodies, okay? Liquid protein of the blood that has the antibodies. That it's that yellow, clearish part of the blood system that they're pulling for the plasma. They want the plasma. Okay, and they want to use the plasma as a way to heal the body of anyone that would have severe reactions to the COVID. Okay, what's been out there, what we've been dealing with. Let's just call it what it is. YouTube, stop. We're going to call it what it is. Get on board to save your life. All right. So, now, pay attention. Pay attention to this. When you dissect the word plasma and you look up the meaning of it, Greek meaning of the word plasma from the etymology part of the word is something molded or created. Something molded or created. Okay, pay attention to that. And plasma is the natural immune part of the blood. Holds the immunity. Now, when we take it one step further into science, in the scientific part of how plasma is really into that. Okay, we go into ionized gas consisting of positive ions, free electrons, electrical charge, as a star and a nucleus fusion reactors. Okay, when they come together and they react. It's plasma. Lightning. Electrical current, lightning. When you see lightning in the sky, that's plasma charging up in the air. Okay? So now, let's go back. So, this has been something that they've been doing for over 100 years because of these particular things that they've explored and it worked with. Okay? So I took it one step further and I said, okay, well, wait a minute. Is this something that they're going to use because of anything exposure, just hypothetically, like something? What the heck was that? I just saw this. Telling you, this room is off the hook. Okay. All right. So, here's the thing. Those things I told you to go look up and I told you to write, I want you to go read it today. Okay, after I'm done with the video, go check it out. It's mind-blowing. So, guess what? Turns out that there's been cures for all of this. I'm sorry, I just drank my juice. Now I got tickle in my throat. So there's been a cure for all of this. Now we know when the body gets inflamed, and the whole thing that they were telling us is the lungs, okay, get inflamed. Things get inflamed, and then that's where people are having the problem. Okay. Did you know that people who got a chest x-ray, I'm going to say it again. People who got a chest x-ray, all of the symptoms that they were experiencing started subsiding. So what they've been doing scientifically, because they want to stay ahead of this, is looking at ways to treat the lungs if it gets inflamed. So there's documentation out there that shows that if people were intubated, that it wasn't feasible, and there was a lot of other doctors struggling with this, saying it's not helping. But when they gave low dose of radiation, just simply doing a flash and a chest x-ray, the body started to respond and started getting better. So they've been doing an experiment with the convalescent plasma and low dose of radiation to help the body with this response. So I'm sitting here saying to myself, wow, Spirit, this is a lot of information here. Why are we just now getting this? Why didn't this come forward several months ago? Okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, okay, I go through and I start reading some more. So 100,000 people, 100,000 Americans have already enrolled in this program. They've already been a part of this plasma program. And 70,000 have received the treatment for this. Okay. So as I was listening to Trump, he said his words today that United States still has the lowest cases of infection. Okay. He's now concerned with the fires and the water that's hitting us. You got fire burning us up on the West Coast. Then you got water coming in underneath on the Mexico and Texas and Louisiana. Louisiana's getting ready to get hit with 2 type of hurricanes that are coming in, storms. So he's more concerned about that, Marco and Laura. I should say, I think it was Marcus and Laura. And it's gaining strength, but FEMA is in place. So I had to kind of look at that, and I have to look at the spiritual energy of what fire and water. Now, water puts out the fire. Okay? Water is the antidote to fire. Fire is all about purification and cleansing, and it clears it all out. Water is emotional. It can be cleansing also, but it is emotions coming up through that area. What is the emotions that is feeding that right now? And then we got fire on this side that's burning, that's purification, that's clearing, that's cleansing. The fire is creating movement, moving you out. The fire. Because if you burn up things long enough, people are not going to want to stay there. People are not going to want to move back into those areas that are scarred. Okay? This is that you got to look at things in a spiritual aspect of what is happening. Instead of jumping into the fear factor, and we're all like, what is going on? We have to step back and look at it on a bigger scale. We have to step back into that space of God and Goddess of self and look at it from that bigger scale. So I found it very interesting when I started hearing convalescent plasma. Convalesce means when you're resting, when you have rested, when you're rebuilding from an illness of self or breaking down of self, or to convalesce, to rest, to come out of, to heal, to move forward out of, or to heal, to convalesce, to rest. So to repair, to nurture. So now there's going to be this need where Trump said himself, Columbo Trump said, donate plasma if you can. Donate plasma. Okay, donate plasma. So here's my question. If we donate plasma, do we get a little card that says we donated plasma? Does it clear you? What do I get if I go donate plasma? And when I donate plasma, aren't you testing it too to make sure that it has the antibodies? Because they're testing the blood to see if you've been exposed to it and want to use it as antibodies. That's the whole thing. And then there is the use of the radiation, a chest x-ray, that actually helps with the pneumonia effect of all of this. Because technically speaking, scientifically speaking, that's what it does. It inflames everything. Hence the word cherry juice. Yes, please. Especially now with all the smoke going on, it actually helps you to start clearing and coughing up anything that's caught in the lung tissue. It gets you expectorant to cough that stuff up and get rid of it. We're getting ready to go into fall. So that's setting up our bodies for this the shift in our immunity. Okay. So do your research. I was fascinated with this. I just said, wow, convalescent plasma? And it has the antibodies? And Trump is really happy about that this came through? And what are some of the scientific, and it's safe and it's not going to, cause people. Only thing with plasma and blood, you just have to remember if you're going to receive it, if you have a reaction from it or not. They titrate that to see if you're a match for the plasma, to see how you do with that. So I thought that was just rather very interesting, how you can just utilize that. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure that you go and take a look at that and do the research on that. It's about to get very interesting. So if you weren't on the Instagram and you saw the reading for the Mother Earth, for United States, for California, the readings were pretty, especially for California. The cards for California was off the hook insane. So Priestess Makala, MEKALA 333, go look at the video today. I sat back, I said, there's no way you can make this up. And I make sure you see me put the card inside the deck and I'm mixing them up. I don't have time to be pretending like I'm going to draw the same card to try. No, please, I've been doing this too long. I don't have time for that. So I get the message out and I'm done. So here's the thing. Now's the time, my lovelies, to really start taking care of the immune system, to start really lifting up your immune system. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I've been a little bit shasti-basti on my yoga. I'm not going to. I've been sleeping. I've been a little bit, oh my God, I just want to rest. So, and then I've been hop-bopping all over the place, sleeping here, sleeping there, travel here, travel there. Haven't been doing like I should. But with that being said, I'm looking forward to getting back into the nice routines of my yoga and going live once again back on Instagram. And some things are shifting. So within the probably the next 3 weeks, I'm utilizing next month, the 9th month, as completion energy. And I would highly suggest that you do the same. Now, what do I mean by that? Come, my pretties. Things that you want to be done with. You just want to be complete with. You just want to be finished with. Like all of us just want to be done with this whole cycle that's going on right now. We want to claim the energy of ourselves. We want to be in that energy of ourselves. We want to take in that beloved energy and pour it into ourselves and bring it in to that divineness. And I am looking forward to when I get to my first destination, where I'll be playing my drum. I'm not going to tell you yet till I get there. So I'm already excited about it. But my main intention today was to come on and talk about what Trump was talking about. I kid you not, when he is talking, you should write down what he is saying so that you can go break it all down. Remember, he's Columbo. If you look at him and then go watch a Columbo show, go pull up Columbo. Come on, those of you that got online demand or whatever, Netflix, however, type in Columbo and watch any of the shows. Just watch one of the shows and you will see what I'm talking about. Because Columbo, he's a mastermind. He has to be in order to stay ahead of the game of whoever did whatever. Trump is the same way. Now, I am not a side-picking person. Democratic, Republican, I don't vote. I'm going to say that very loud and clear. What I am looking at is who is stepping up doing light work. Because one of the things I saw, and this is where, as light workers, we have to look at what's being said. And remember, darker energy beings will say and put things right out in plain sight what they're doing because they expect you to be asleep and not to see it. And so Biden had already said something very interesting. And I thought, why would you say that? I'm going to, how did he put it? He said something about the dark. I'm not going to be the chaos and the darkness. I'm going to be the light. Now, keep in mind, there is another being that says he's the light. And he's also one that resides on this earth plane. Okay? He's very beautiful. He has his light. But he's also one that says one thing and does another. Okay? So this is the time when you really have to be focused and pay attention. And it's not just what you're seeing in the front. You have to go behind the scenes to see things. It's very important right now in connecting to that. And here's another thing. Your dreams. Oh my God. My dreams are so crazy right now. It's like being in meetings with other people, telling them what they're supposed to be going to go do. And then I'm in meetings in different like dimensional places. That's really, I find kind of fascinating at the same time, but I'm in a different, dimensional space meeting, with different beings and things, and all talking about the earth, talking about everybody on the earth. Now, here's interesting. The dream I was having earlier, I was dreaming about all of these like UFOs and these beings descending down on earth. And they were the next talk of the language. They were the next they were the virus. They were the next talk. So everything else went to the side, and now we had this huge drama with the beings descending down on earth. So, and I was like, oh, they're going to start talking about something else now because now we got aliens floating around us and da 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 da. So I thought it was kind of funny in a dream. That's what I was dreaming about. So when I wake up, I'm kind of like, so let me eat a little something. And I click on the TV in here, and the movie that was playing is an old movie called Signs with Mel Gibson. And I said, what? I said, now, Sperry, you're playing with me. So Signs was on. And I said, okay, let me just look at this and look at what some of the hidden dialogue is. Same thing. Well, these beings, we don't know what they're here for. They could be hostile. Stay in your house. We're closing all the schools down until we figure out what they're here for. I thought that was really interesting. I was like, And so they were painting the picture, yet once again, we needed to be afraid of these UFOs and these beings. And I said, how interesting. What's coming down the pike, I wonder? Could you just imagine, though? Could you just imagine? Just think about it. I'm just saying, just think about it. I did tell you guys that one time when I was in Sprouts, when all this stuff had started, and this was like, I think the first week of May. I think it was the first week of May. So I'm in Sprouts in Folsom, and I'm getting some sandwich stuff at the deli. I say, I want a sandwich. I just want a good sandwich. So I tell the guy what I want, but there was this guy standing behind me. Now, when you look in the glass, you can see a person. You see who's standing behind you. You can see what they have. You can see them. What I saw standing behind me in the reflection of the glass, I was just like, holy Cholito. This is not a human being standing behind me. And I think he knew, he sensed what I was saying in my mind, because I saw his hands. I saw how long and elongated they were. I saw the difference in the way he was moving and how he was just like this. But when I turned around, he looked like he was just a regular human person. But when I looked in the glass on the counter of the sandwich thing, he was not that. He did not look like that. And I was like, okay, we're in game 22 now. In my mind, I'm saying, holy crap, this thing behind me doesn't realize I can see it. And then all of a sudden, he literally kind of got uncomfortable. And then he took off and he went walking around on the produce side. And I was like, shucka, no. I done saw something. So I'm waiting for my sandwich to be done. I decide, well, don't run and hide. Why can't you just come and say hello? So after I get everything, he sees I get my sandwich. Then he comes back up around and then he puts his order in. But I was walking and I saw him and I made eye contact with him and I go, and he was like, and I'm like, why are you hiding? Why are you trying to look like human? And I know you're not human. So I'm telling you, I know what I saw. And I don't come on here to be making up stuff. I don't have to do that. I say it like it is. And I know what I saw. And I remember saying, dang, I told a couple of my friends, I said, yeah, watch out. You know, same thing when you're watching on TV. The higher the definition, the more they can't hide their stuff. Their eyes give them away. The texture of their skin gives them away. How 1 minute you might look at something, look at them and they shimmy and then they go back to normal. Yeah. Oh, come on now. We are waking up. We are rising into that. And these dimensions are helping us to see things so much clearer. So as you get activated, as you go through your heightening of yourself, you're going to see more and more things. You're going to see things. You're going to think clearer. You're going to start saying, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Wait a minute, let me put this together. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. Why not? Isn't that what we're here to do anyway? Is to figure this stuff out and get past it? So here's another thing that came up today in my journey. A friend and I got into this conversation about why are we all here right now in this time doing what we're doing? You know, certain things falling into places, synchronicity is playing out. We're meeting people, different times, blah, blah, blah. Why is all of this happening? And then we started talking about, you know, why is this always taking place in California with the fires? And then what happened really in Atlantis, in the time of Atlantis? They were all about technology. And I said, yeah, and the United States is supposed to be going back into that Atlantis. We're supposed to be the new Atlantis, getting into the technology part of it. And then there's the Lemurians. They were all about the healing in the crystals and the union of all of the different type of the etheric self, the harmonizing with that, the being in the heart and soul connection. And then the Atlanteans were more like all about the magic part of it and looking at the technology. They were all about the tech and got destroyed many times. So here's the deal. There's a reason why we have deja vu. There's a reason why we sit back and we say, wow, I feel like I've been through this before. I feel like this has already happened because we have already had the experience. We already went through it because we got to a certain point and then for whatever reason, we got reset to do it over again. This is why also when we look at anything that's with suicide, this is why suicide doesn't count, doesn't work. Because as soon as you do it, boom, you stop your time where you were in that lifetime. Say like you stopped at age 34. Okay, so now you're going to slingshot back around. You're going to come back in. You're going to be a different body, different place, different parents, everything. You're going to do it all over again. Then when you get back up to that number where you took yourself out at that time, that same number, that same energy is going to play itself out again because now you got to heal that scarred energy so it can heal and you can go to the next part and then you're not going to repeat it. Same thing we're doing right now. We're healing a lot of karmic energy. We're moving through a lot of karmic stuff, whether it be a United States thing, a state thing, or a people thing. We're still healing all of this. We're still clearing all of this because we have to do this one thing. Become that higher consciousness of what we're supposed to represent. And you can't represent that, you can't be that if you still have all this other stuff to heal. Does that sound like, are you following what I'm saying? We can't get to all these different levels until we clean up the mess. Clean up the earth, clean up the way we treat each other, clean up all of these lower vibrational beings that are running harmful intentions. They have to go. So those of us that are moving into our higher self, we're moving into this vibrant part of ourselves. And as we move into that spectrum of that higher divine energy and claim it as such, we anchor that in. And then boom, when you anchor that in, then all these other energies that don't have that to match, they can't be there. You know, think about it like this. It's like taking your old style cell phone when it first came out, taking that cell phone, trying to use that cell phone right now. Think about that. You're trying to use your old Motorola right now when we are already in 5G land. And that was a 1 or 2G, trying to be on a 5G. Not going to happen. I doubt it if you get a ringtone. I doubt it if you get a text that makes any sense. Seriously. But you still have some phones, and this is what cracks me up the most. You still have some people out there with phones that are on a low intake. They're trying to hang on to that phone forever, and they know for a fact they're getting all kind of drops. That's not working right. They're trying to still to do their thing on their phone, and it ain't working right because the technology is up here. You are down here. Period. So how are you going to get your phone's lower phone self up here? You got to upgrade. Simple, easy. Got to upgrade. Unfortunately, we got to go clean up a lot of stuff and get ourselves cleaned out. So you anchor in and upgrade. So do your homework. Go research that and go read for yourself. Go look up the recent video, what Trump was talking about on YouTube. Just about, 15 hours ago or whatever, he loaded up. 5 hours, 4 hours, I don't know. And get the info. And then sit back and put the pieces together. We're coming out of the tail end of this. We're getting ready to hit that next, kind of like game over. So, but we just got to get to that next plateau, get to that next height. I'm still waiting to see if any other energies are going to play out. We're not done yet with this month. I'm just wondering what's still going to try to play out. And haven't you noticed how fast the months just flew by like that? Dang, August is almost over with. Didn't we just step into August? Kind of weird. Think about it. Dang. Breathe the wrong way. Oh, look, it's July. July again. All right, lovelies. I have some more research I need to do. And I ask that you go do your research too. Go find out. Thank you for joining me on Be So Light. This information is one to help enlighten you to think and to take that energy in and look at everything from an energetic point of view and scientific point of view. And then what is really going on. Okay. All right. What do? Yes, please. All right. Be good to yourselves. Much love to all of you. And go do that research. Go look it up. Yeah. Go look it up. Look it up. All right. Much love to you. Be good to yourselves. Sleep well tonight. Bye.